When we talk about wellness, many people imagine a perfect body, a strict diet plan, or long hours at the gym. But wellness is not a destination. It's the first gentle step you take towards caring for yourself. Today, I want to show you that your first step doesn't have to be dramatic or complicated. It just has to be intentional. Wellness starts the moment you decide to become aware of your daily habits. Look at how you eat, how you move, how you sleep, and how you think. These are the pillars of your well-being. Even a simple choice, like drinking a glass of water when you wake up, can shift your body's rhythm towards healing. Every healthy choice tells your body, I care for you. And the body responds beautifully to that care. Understand this: your mind, body, and emotions are not separate systems. They are interconnected like threads in the same fabric. A restless mind can tire the body, while physical exhaustion can cloud your thoughts. This is why wellness requires balance. 10 minutes of mindful breathing can calm your mind, lower stress hormones, and even improve immunity. One small mental habit can ripple through your entire health. Another powerful truth: prevention is better than cure. Instead of waiting for illness to remind you of your health, choose to protect it now. Regular checkups, balanced meals, enough rest. These are not just routines. They are shields against future disease. Think of wellness as building a strong foundation before the storm ever comes. And finally, remember that wellness is not a short race. It is a lifelong walk. You don't need to change everything overnight. Start with one small, sustainable action. Walk for 10 minutes daily. Replace one processed snack with a fruit. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier. These steps might feel small, but over time they build a powerful momentum. Your body and mind will thank you with energy, clarity, and resilience. So, if you're wondering where to begin, just take that first step. Don't wait for the right moment. Create it. Every great transformation starts with a single, steady move forward. And today, that move is yours to make. Because the journey to wellness doesn't begin on a treadmill or a scale. It begins the moment you decide, I am worth caring for. Many people mistakenly believe that wellness is about doing something extraordinary. A sudden transformation, an extreme diet, or an intense fitness routine that promises quick results. But the truth is, the foundation of lasting wellness is not built on intense bursts of effort. It is built on the quiet power of small, intentional choices practiced consistently over time. This is where most people get it wrong. They overestimate what they can achieve in a week and underestimate what they can achieve in a year of steady effort. Your first step to wellness should never be about perfection. It should be about direction. Imagine someone deciding to start running after years of a sedentary lifestyle. They might get inspired and try to run 5 kilometers on their first day. Their body is not ready. Their joints, muscles, and even their cardiovascular system are unprepared for that level of strain. What happens next is predictable. They end up sore, exhausted, and discouraged. Many people quit at this point and convince themselves that wellness is too hard. The problem is not that they are incapable. The problem is that they started with intensity instead of consistency. A wiser approach would be to start with a 10-minute walk each day. It may not look impressive on the surface, but it gently conditions the body, builds stamina, and creates a sustainable routine. Over weeks, 10 minutes can become 20, and 20 can become 30. This slow, steady progression is how real transformation occurs. Consistency matters because it shapes habits, and habits are what define your health over time. One healthy meal will not transform your body, just as one unhealthy meal will not destroy it. But the meals you eat every day, your patterns, will silently shape your future health. This is why small, intentional choices are powerful. Choosing to include vegetables in every meal may seem like a small act, but when done daily, it provides your body with the vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants it needs to prevent disease. Choosing to sleep on time each night strengthens your immune system, balances your hormones, and improves your mental clarity. These benefits don't come from one night of good sleep. They come from weeks, months, and years of respecting your body's need for rest. Another reason small, consistent actions are more effective than intense efforts is because of how our brain responds to change. The human brain naturally resists sudden, Dramatic changes because they are perceived as threats. If you suddenly cut your calories in half or push your body to the extreme, your brain activates stress responses that make it harder to sustain those habits. You may experience cravings, fatigue, irritability, and even anxiety. This is why many people fall into cycles of starting and quitting. They create a plan that is unsustainable, and when they fail to maintain it, they blame their willpower. But it's not a failure of willpower, it's a failure of strategy. The brain thrives on gradual adaptation. Small changes slip under the radar of resistance, allowing you to build momentum. When you commit to drinking an extra glass of water each day, or walking after dinner for 10 minutes, your brain accepts these as manageable. Over time, as these habits become automatic, your brain no longer uses energy to resist them. This is the science behind sustainable wellness. Create habits so small they are easy to do. Then repeat them until they become part of your identity. This principle also protects you from burnout. Intensity can burn bright, but it burns out quickly. Think about how many people join a gym in January with intense motivation. They train hard for a few weeks, push their bodies beyond their limits, and then disappear by February. The physical strain and mental exhaustion become too much. On the other hand, people who start slowly, maybe just 2 short workouts a week, are far more likely to be exercising consistently years later. Why? Because they didn't exhaust themselves at the start. They allowed their body and mind to adjust. Wellness is not about what you can endure for a short time, it is about what you can sustain for a lifetime. Another hidden benefit of small, consistent actions is how they build confidence. Each time you complete a small healthy habit, you send a message to yourself. I can do this. That feeling of success becomes a positive reinforcement loop. This is incredibly important because most people underestimate the emotional side of wellness. When you feel good about your progress, you are more likely to keep going. When you set unrealistic goals and fail to reach them, you feel defeated and give up. For example, deciding to meditate for 2 minutes each morning may seem insignificant. But if you do it consistently, you start your day with a small win. That small win builds self-trust. Over weeks, you may naturally extend your meditation to 5, 10, or 15 minutes. But even if it stays at 2 minutes, the consistency is what matters. It's the daily act of showing up for yourself. The same principle applies to nutrition. Many people attempt drastic diets that are unsustainable, cutting out entire food groups, or severely restricting calories. This usually leads to a rebound where they gain back more weight than they lost. A more effective approach is to make one small nutritional upgrade at a time. Start by reducing sugary drinks. Then add more fiber, rich vegetables, then slowly replace processed snacks with whole foods. Each change is small and manageable, but over time they completely reshape your relationship with food. Your body adapts gently without the stress and shock of extreme dieting. This is how consistency quietly outperforms intensity. Consistency also gives your body the time it needs to adapt and heal. The human body is incredibly resilient, but it operates on biological rhythms that require time to adjust. Building strength, improving flexibility, balancing hormones, repairing tissues. These processes don't happen overnight. They respond to repeated signals. When you engage in consistent physical activity, your muscles, bones, and cardiovascular system slowly grow stronger. When you go to bed at the same time each night, your circadian rhythm becomes more stable, leading to deeper, more restorative sleep. When you practice stress, reducing techniques regularly, your nervous system learns to stay calmer under pressure. None of this happens through short bursts of intensity. It happens through the steady rhythm of consistency. Another important aspect is that small, consistent habits fit into your real life. Most people have jobs, families, responsibilities, and unpredictable schedules. It's unrealistic to expect yourself to maintain an extreme wellness routine on top of all that. But small habits can blend into your existing lifestyle. You can stretch for 5 minutes while your coffee brews. You can take the stairs instead of the elevator. You can keep a bottle of water at your desk and sip throughout the day. These micro choices seem minor, but they compound over time. They make wellness feel natural instead of forced. And when wellness feels natural, you are far more likely to maintain it. It's also important to understand that your body and mind value consistency because it builds trust. If you only take care of yourself sporadically, your body cannot rely on that support. It stays in a state of stress and uncertainty. But when you care for yourself consistently, your body begins to relax and thrive. Your metabolism stabilizes, your immune system strengthens, and your mental clarity improves. Your body learns that it is safe to grow and heal. This trust is the invisible foundation of true wellness, and it can only be earned through repeated, small acts of self-care. The beauty of this principle is that it empowers everyone. You don't need special equipment, expensive supplements, or complex plans to start. You only need the willingness to choose one small positive action and repeat it daily. Over time, these actions will accumulate into powerful results. Just like drops of water can carve stone, your small daily choices can reshape your entire health. And because they are simple and sustainable, you can keep them going even on difficult days. This resilience is what creates lifelong wellness. So when you think about taking your first step to wellness, release the pressure to be perfect. Forget the idea that you must overhaul your entire life overnight. Instead, ask yourself, what is one small, intentional choice I can make today that moves me toward health? Then do it again tomorrow. And the day after that. It could be as simple as going for a short walk, choosing water over soda, or practicing gratitude for 2 minutes before bed. These actions may seem small, but their power lies in repetition. Because wellness is not built in grand moments. It is built quietly, consistently, choice by choice, day by day. That is how transformation truly happens. When we talk about wellness, many people separate the mind, the body, and the emotions as if they are 3 different systems functioning independently. But in reality, they are deeply intertwined, constantly influencing and shaping each other. What affects your thoughts will ripple through your body, and what happens in your body will shape your emotions. This is why holistic wellness is so powerful. It understands that to truly heal or grow in one area, you must nurture all 3 together. Treating them as disconnected parts is like watering only one branch of a tree while ignoring its roots and leaves. The whole system thrives only when every part is nourished. Consider how emotional stress affects the body. When you are under constant stress, your brain releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These chemicals are meant to protect you in emergencies. But when they stay elevated for long periods, they start to harm the body. High stress can raise your blood pressure, weaken your immune system, disrupt digestion, and even slow down healing. It also interferes with sleep, which then further weakens the body. This shows how a purely emotional state, stress, can directly harm physical health. At the same time, this stress affects your mind. It becomes harder to concentrate, your memory suffers, and negative thinking patterns take over. One emotional imbalance begins to cloud your mind and damage your body simultaneously. On the other side, taking care of your body can uplift your emotions and sharpen your mind. For example, physical movement triggers the release of endorphins and serotonin, the brain's natural, feel-good chemicals. Even something as simple as a brisk walk can improve your mood, reduce anxiety, and boost mental clarity. When your body feels strong and energized, your mind becomes more positive and focused. This is why regular physical activity is one of the most powerful tools, not only for physical fitness, but also for emotional resilience and mental performance. It's not just about building muscles or burning calories. It's about creating a healthy flow of chemistry in your brain that supports emotional stability and mental sharpness. Nutrition plays a similar role in this connection. What you eat affects not just your body, but also your brain chemistry and emotional balance. Diets rich in processed foods and sugars can cause inflammation that contributes to fatigue, mood swings, and even depression. Meanwhile, nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, B vitamins, magnesium, and antioxidants support brain health and emotional regulation. When you nourish your body with whole, balanced meals, you are also feeding your mind and emotions. One nourished brain is calmer, more focused, and more resilient to stress. This is why a simple daily choice, like choosing real foods over processed ones, can quietly transform not only your physical health, but also your emotional stability and mental clarity. Sleep is another bridge between these three systems. When you are sleep deprived, your brain's emotional regulation center becomes more reactive. You are more likely to feel anxious, irritable, or overwhelmed. Your ability to concentrate and make decisions also drops sharply. Meanwhile, your body suffers as well. Your immune system weakens, your metabolism slows, and your risk of injury increases. But when you prioritize good sleep, you give your brain time to reset emotional circuits, clean out toxins, and restore focus. Your body repairs tissues, balances hormones, and strengthens immunity. A well-rested person is not just physically healthier, they are emotionally steadier and mentally sharper. This shows how one simple act of caring for your body can uplift all three systems together. Emotions themselves also influence the body's biology more deeply than most people realize. Positive emotions like gratitude, love, and joy can activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your nervous system responsible for relaxation and healing. This slows your heart rate, lowers blood pressure, improves digestion, and allows your body to repair itself. At the same time, these emotions create brain activity patterns that improve learning and creativity. Negative emotions like anger, fear, and resentment activate the opposite, the sympathetic nervous system, which prepares you for danger by raising stress hormones and tension in the body. If this state becomes chronic, it leads to inflammation, muscle tightness, and a weakened immune system. This is why emotional hygiene, regularly practicing positive emotions, is not just about feeling good. It is a real, biological tool for protecting your physical and mental health. Mindset is another powerful connector. The way you think about your health directly influences the choices you make for your body and the emotions you experience. If you see your body as weak or broken, you may feel hopeless and avoid healthy actions. But if you see your body as capable of healing, you are more likely to treat it with care. This mindset shift changes your biology. Studies have shown that people who believe they can improve their health actually show stronger immune responses and faster recovery. This is the mind-body-emotion connection in action. A belief creates an emotion, hope, which fuels action, healthy behavior, which improves the body, which then reinforces the positive belief. This is how cycles of wellness are created from within. Your environment also feeds into this connection. A cluttered, chaotic environment can overstimulate your mind, create tension in your body, and fuel anxiety. On the other hand, a calm, clean space can relax your nervous system, lower stress hormones, and lift your mood. Even small environmental cues, like natural light, fresh air, or soothing sounds, can influence your brain waves, hormone balance, and emotional state. This is why nurturing your surroundings is part of nurturing your mind, body, and emotions. You are not separate from the environment you live in. It constantly shapes your internal balance. Relationships are another powerful link between these systems. Human connection releases oxytocin, a hormone that lowers stress, reduces pain, and promotes healing. When you feel supported and loved, your nervous system relaxes, your immune system strengthens, and your mood improves. Isolation does the opposite. It raises stress hormones, weakens immunity, and can trigger depression. This is why healthy social bonds are not just emotional support. They are part of your biological health. Caring for your relationships is caring for your body and mind as well. Mind-body practices like mindfulness, meditation, and deep breathing directly show how nurturing one part supports the others. These practices calm the mind by reducing racing thoughts, which then lowers stress hormones in the body. This physical calmness creates a peaceful emotional state. Over time, regular mindfulness practice can reshape your brain to become less reactive to stress, which improves emotional resilience and physical health. This is the power of the integrated approach. A simple mental habit can strengthen emotional balance and protect your body from the damage of chronic stress. Even creativity and self-expression tie into this web. Activities like painting, music, writing, or dance activate brain circuits that release dopamine and reduce stress hormones. They relax the body, brighten the mood, and clear mental fog. Many people see these as hobbies, but they are actually forms of emotional nourishment that improve mental clarity and physical relaxation. When you express your inner world, your body responds with calmness, your emotions stabilize, and your mind becomes clearer. This is yet another example of how one dimension feeds the others. Understanding this connection changes how you approach wellness. Instead of trying to fix just your body when you are sick, you also care for your mind and emotions to accelerate healing. Instead of trying to force productivity when you feel mentally stuck, you care for your body with rest, movement, or nutrition to recharge your brain. Instead of trying to push through emotional pain by ignoring it, you support your body and mind to give your emotions space to heal. Wellness stops being about isolated actions and becomes about balance, feeding each part to support the whole. When you realize that your mind, body, and emotions are not separate, you stop seeing self-care as selfish. You see it as essential maintenance of the system that allows you to live, love, create, and serve others. You understand that when you care for your body, you also protect your mind and lift your emotions. When you calm your mind, you strengthen your body and soothe your heart. When you heal your emotions, you energize your body and clear your thinking. This awareness makes your wellness routine far more effective because every small act multiplies its impact across your whole being. So, the key is to approach wellness as a triangle where every side supports the others. When one side weakens, the whole triangle tilts. When one side strengthens, the whole structure becomes more stable. This is why nurturing just one area is never enough. To truly thrive, nurture them all. And the beauty is, you don't have to do this perfectly or all at once. Even a small act in one area can begin healing all three. One moment of gratitude can lower your stress, relax your body, and brighten your thinking. One short walk can clear your mind, lift your mood, and strengthen your heart. One deep breath can calm your emotions, slow your heart rate, and sharpen your focus. This is the quiet power of the mind, body, emotion connection. When you nurture one, you nourish them all. Most people only think seriously about their health when something goes wrong. They wait for pain, fatigue, or illness to force them to pay attention. But by the time a disease shows visible symptoms, it has often been quietly developing for years. This is why prevention is more powerful than cure. Prevention protects you from reaching that point of crisis. It shields you from the physical damage, emotional stress, and financial burden that come with illness. Instead of waiting to repair a broken system, you keep the system strong so it doesn't break. This mindset is one of the greatest investments you can make in your life. Curing disease is often complex, unpredictable, and incomplete. Even the most advanced treatments cannot always reverse the damage once it's deeply rooted. A heart attack can be treated, but the heart muscle that dies does not fully regenerate. Diabetes can be managed, but it can quietly harm blood vessels, nerves, and organs even under treatment. Cancer can be fought, but it leaves scars, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Prevention, on the other hand, often requires simple, daily actions. Eating balanced meals, staying active, managing stress, sleeping well, and getting check-ups may seem small, but they prevent these life-threatening conditions from developing in the first place. Prevention is like building strong walls around your health, while cure is like rebuilding after an earthquake. One is far easier and far less painful than the other. The body is designed to heal itself and maintain balance, but it can only do this when supported consistently. Every unhealthy habit silently erodes that balance, until the system can no longer compensate. This is why prevention matters so deeply. By making healthy choices today, you protect your future body from silent damage. For example, consistently eating high sugar, processed foods does not cause immediate disease, but over years, it leads to inflammation, insulin resistance, and clogged arteries. People often don't feel anything wrong until their first heart attack or diagnosis of diabetes. Prevention interrupts this slow damage before it becomes visible. It is not about reacting to illness. It is about removing the conditions that allow illness to grow. Preventive care is also about detecting problems early while they are still small and reversible. Regular health screenings are one of the most overlooked yet powerful forms of prevention. Blood pressure checks, blood sugar tests, cholesterol panels, and routine physical exams can reveal silent problems long before they cause symptoms. A slight rise in blood pressure can be managed with lifestyle changes if caught early. Left unnoticed, it quietly damages blood vessels until it triggers a stroke or kidney failure. Prevention catches sparks before they become wildfires. It gives you time to act while change is still easy, gentle, and effective. The emotional and mental benefits of prevention are just as powerful. Living with chronic disease creates constant fear, uncertainty, and stress. It drains emotional energy, limits independence, and forces people to reshape their entire lives around medical treatments. Prevention spares you from this emotional weight. When you know you are caring for your body daily, you live with peace of mind. You feel in control instead of helpless. This calm confidence supports mental clarity, emotional resilience, and even immune strength. Prevention is not only about avoiding disease. It is about protecting your freedom, your joy, and your sense of safety in life. Financially, prevention is also far wiser than cure. Treating chronic disease often means years of medication, hospital visits, procedures, and lost work. It can drain savings and trap families in cycles of debt. Preventive habits like healthy eating, physical activity, and stress management cost little or nothing compared to hospital bills. A simple home-cooked meal costs less than fast food and saves thousands in future medical expenses. A daily walk is free but can prevent heart disease, obesity, and depression. Prevention is not just a health strategy. It is a long-term financial plan that protects your resources for the things you love. Many people ignore prevention because they think it requires perfection, but it does not. Prevention is about consistency, not extremism. You do not have to give up all sweets, run marathons, or meditate for hours. You simply need to choose small, sustainable actions that support your body every day. Drinking enough water, eating vegetables with each meal, stretching in the morning, or going to bed 30 minutes earlier. These are all acts of prevention. Each one strengthens your body's natural defenses, like reinforcing bricks in a strong wall. Over time, these small bricks build an unshakable fortress around your health. Prevention succeeds not through dramatic effort, but through gentle persistence. It is also important to understand that prevention is not just physical, it is emotional and social as well. Chronic stress is one of the leading contributors to disease. It silently raises blood pressure, suppresses immunity, and accelerates aging. Managing stress through mindfulness, social support, hobbies, and rest is a form of prevention as crucial as nutrition or exercise. Building supportive relationships is also preventive. Loneliness increases the risk of heart disease, depression, and even premature death. Spending time with loved ones, seeking help when you need it, and maintaining healthy social bonds protect your emotional and physical health. Prevention is about caring for the whole person, mind, body, and spirit, so disease has no place to grow. One of the most powerful truths about prevention is that it multiplies its benefits. When you take one preventive action, it often creates positive ripple effects across your whole life. For example, improving your sleep not only reduces your risk of obesity, diabetes, and heart disease, but also sharpens your focus, stabilizes your mood, and strengthens your immune system. Regular exercise not only builds muscles, but also lowers stress hormones, improves brain function, and boosts confidence. Eating a balanced diet not only prevents nutrient deficiencies, but also reduces inflammation, enhances energy, and supports emotional balance. Each preventive choice strengthens multiple systems at once, creating a strong, resilient foundation of health. Prevention also gives you the gift of time. Chronic diseases steal years of vitality, limiting what people can do as they age. Prevention allows you to stay active, independent, and joyful for longer. Instead of spending your later years in hospitals or on medication, you can spend them exploring, learning, creating, and loving. Prevention gives you not just a longer life, but a fuller life. A life of quality, not just quantity. It protects your ability to experience life fully, without being weighed down by pain, fatigue, or fear of illness. This is the deepest reward prevention offers, the freedom to truly live. Culturally, we must also shift how we see prevention. Many societies reward curing illness, but ignore preventing it. Hospitals are built, but health education is neglected. People praise heroism in treating disease, but overlook the quiet discipline of those who prevent it. We must change this mindset. True strength is not in fighting disease once it has struck, It is in building such strong health that disease finds no place to enter. Prevention is the real heroism. Quiet, steady, unseen, but life-saving. When more people understand this, healthcare will transform from repairing broken health to preserving thriving health. The greatest challenge with prevention is that its rewards are invisible. When you succeed at prevention, nothing dramatic happens. You simply stay healthy. There are no headlines, no celebrations. But this quiet success is priceless. Every day without pain, every year without disease, every decade of vitality, that is prevention at work. It is the absence of illness, the presence of energy, and the ability to live freely. It may not feel dramatic, but it is the foundation of every meaningful experience you will have in life. Prevention is the silent shield that protects your future while you live fully in the present. The decision to invest in prevention is ultimately an act of self-respect. It is saying, I value my life enough to care for it before it breaks. It is choosing to love yourself, not just when you are struggling, but when you are strong. Prevention honors the body's natural wisdom, supports the mind's clarity, and nurtures the spirit's joy. It is not a sacrifice. It is a gift to your future self, your family, and everyone who depends on your presence. By preventing disease, you preserve your ability to contribute, to connect, and to inspire others. This is why prevention is more powerful than cure. Cure waits until damage is done and hopes to undo it. Prevention protects your strength so damage never begins. Cure reacts to illness. Prevention creates wellness. Cure repairs. Prevention preserves. One is a desperate race against time, while the other is a steady investment in your future. If you want true wellness, lasting vitality, and the freedom to live life fully, do not wait for disease to push you into action. Choose prevention today. Build your health brick by brick, quietly and consistently. Because every healthy choice you make today is not just protecting your body, it is securing your future. When it comes to sustaining wellness for the long term, one of the most overlooked yet essential factors is consistency and gradual progression. This principle forms the backbone of every successful health transformation. Many people start their wellness journey with enthusiasm, diving into strict diets or intense workout regimens overnight. They set lofty goals, believing that drastic changes will lead to quick results. But the human body and mind don't work that way. Sudden, extreme shifts often overwhelm our natural rhythms, leading to burnout, frustration, or even injuries. The body perceives drastic change as stress, and the mind perceives it as threat, which can trigger resistance rather than adaptation. That's why the real secret is starting small, going steady, and building habits layer by layer. Imagine a seed planted in soil. It doesn't sprout into a tall tree overnight. It first sends tiny roots into the ground, strengthening its base silently. Then slowly, it emerges into the light and grows little by little every day. Your wellness is just like that seed. It requires nurturing, patience, and a pace that allows your body and mind to adapt. If you try to pull the seedling to make it taller, you only damage it. Similarly, forcing rapid changes can damage your motivation and health. Instead, when you honor your pace, every small, consistent effort compounds into something powerful over time. 10 minutes of daily stretching, single extra glass of water, or a few extra minutes of deep breathing each day might seem insignificant at first. But like drops filling a jar, these little actions accumulate, reshaping your physiology, mindset, and energy levels from the inside out. Consistency builds trust between your intentions and your actions. Each time you show up for yourself, even in small ways, you reinforce the belief that you are capable and committed. This psychological alignment is crucial. When actions align with intentions repeatedly, they create a sense of identity. You stop trying to be a healthier person and start being one. Neuroscience shows that repeated behavior strengthens neural pathways, making them automatic over time. So what feels like effort in the beginning becomes effortless habit later. For example, brushing your teeth wasn't automatic at first, but now you don't think twice about it. That same transformation can happen with going for a walk, choosing wholesome meals, or going to bed on time. Repetition wires the brain. And when you pair repetition with patience, you make those habits unshakable. It's also essential to Understand the principle of progressive overload, gently increasing your efforts as your body and mind adapt. Just like lifting slightly heavier weights over time builds stronger muscles, gradually upgrading your wellness habits builds stronger resilience. This prevents stagnation while still honoring your current capacity. For instance, if you start by walking 10 minutes daily, you might increase to 15 after 2 weeks, then 20, and so on. The same applies to nutrition. Instead of cutting out all processed foods at once, you might first replace sugary drinks with water, then add more vegetables, then reduce fried foods. Each step is manageable, and because it doesn't overwhelm your system, it's more likely to stick. This steady climb builds confidence and momentum, turning what once seemed impossible into your new normal. Consistency and progression also protect you from the emotional roller coaster that often derails wellness journeys. Sudden, drastic changes tend to trigger perfectionism, the belief that you must do everything right all the time. And when you inevitably slip, perfectionism breeds guilt and discouragement, making you want to quit altogether. But when your approach is slow and steady, setbacks become part of the process rather than signs of failure. You learn to see them as feedback, not defeat. You understand that progress isn't a straight line. It's a wave pattern of ups and downs that still trends upward over time. This mindset transforms your relationship with wellness from a short-term project into a lifelong partnership. You stop measuring success by how fast you change and start measuring it by how long you sustain. Moreover, consistency stabilizes your body's internal systems. Your circadian rhythm, hormones, digestion, metabolism, and even your mood thrive on regularity. When you sleep, eat, and move at consistent times, your body learns to anticipate and optimize these functions. This biological predictability enhances energy levels, mental clarity, and immune resilience. In contrast, erratic routines confuse your internal clock, leading to fatigue, cravings, and stress. So even if your actions are small, doing them consistently amplifies their impact by syncing with your natural rhythms. It's like playing music with a steady beat. The harmony only emerges when the rhythm is consistent. Another powerful benefit of gradual consistency is how it shapes your environment. Habits don't exist in isolation. They are influenced by your surroundings, routines, and social circles. When you make small, consistent changes, your environment begins to shift with you. You start keeping healthier foods at home, setting reminders for movement breaks, surrounding yourself with supportive people. These subtle environmental shifts create a safety net that sustains your habits even on hard days. Over time, your environment starts working for you instead of against you, reducing the willpower needed to stay on track. This is how consistency becomes self-sustaining. The habit builds the environment, and the environment reinforces the habit. Patience is the glue that holds this process together. Our culture glorifies instant results, but wellness is not a race, it's a relationship. Just like meaningful relationships require time to deepen, your relationship with your body and mind needs time to build trust. When you stop rushing and start respecting the pace of change, you reduce pressure and anxiety. This calm mindset makes you more likely to notice and celebrate small wins, which fuels motivation. For example, noticing that your energy is steadier, your sleep is deeper, or your mood is calmer becomes more rewarding than just focusing on the number on a scale. These subtle improvements are proof that your consistent efforts are working, even if the visible results aren't dramatic yet. Over time, these small internal shifts lead to big external transformations. It's also vital to remember that wellness is a lifelong journey, not a 30-day challenge. There is no finish line where you are suddenly done. Instead, it's about evolving with your life stages, adapting your habits as your needs, environment, and goals change. This flexibility is only possible when your approach is steady and sustainable. Crash approaches are rigid and brittle, they snap under pressure. But consistent, gradual efforts are flexible and resilient, they bend without breaking. This resilience ensures that even when life gets chaotic, during busy work seasons, family responsibilities, or unexpected stress, your wellness foundation remains intact. You might scale down temporarily, but you don't abandon it. You simply return to your rhythm when the storm passes. That is true mastery, not perfection, but persistence. Consistency and gradual progression also protect your mental well-being. Sudden extreme efforts can trigger anxiety, obsession, or disordered thinking about health. But slow, steady steps cultivate peace and balance. They allow room for enjoyment, social connection, and self-compassion alongside discipline. They prevent the all or nothing mindset and instead nurture an all or something mindset, where doing something, even if small, is always better than doing nothing. This approach honors your humanity. It acknowledges that you will have low energy days, busy schedules, and shifting emotions, and it gives you space to be imperfect while still moving forward. Over time, this balance dissolves the pressure around wellness, turning it from a burden into a natural part of your life. Ultimately, consistency and gradual progression transform wellness from a goal you chase into a lifestyle you live. They free you from the cycle of starting and stopping, of surges and collapses. They allow wellness to become who you are, not just what you do. And when wellness becomes who you are, it is unshakable. Because identity is far more powerful than willpower. You no longer need to push yourself every day. Your habits begin to pull you forward naturally. That is the power of small steps done consistently. They might look ordinary, but they create extraordinary change. Every drop counts. Every step matters. And over time, these tiny steps accumulate into a giant leap, carrying you gently, steadily, and joyfully toward lifelong wellness. As we bring this journey to a close, remember that wellness is not a destination you rush to reach. It is a lifelong relationship you gently build with your body, mind, and soul. It begins with a single, honest decision to care for yourself, followed by mindful awareness of what your body truly needs, supported by a positive environment that nurtures growth, and sustained through consistent, gradual effort that honors your personal pace. These 4 pillars are not quick fixes. They are lasting foundations. True wellness is not about perfection or dramatic overnight change. It's about choosing small, loving actions every day, even when no one is watching and even when progress feels invisible. Because every glass of water, every mindful breath, every nourishing meal, every peaceful night's sleep, and every step you take forward is shaping a stronger, calmer, and more vibrant version of you. So, take that first step today, gently, intentionally, and with faith in the process. Trust that the power to transform your health has always been within you. And as you keep walking this path, one step at a time, you will not only heal your body, you will discover the best, most radiant version of yourself. The version that is deeply well, beautifully whole, and truly alive.